everyone, and welcome to today's video. We're making chinchin today, yummy, milky and crunchy. If you've been struggling to make that perfect chinchin, this video is for you. All right, so a quick one. We're going to be making our chinchin right away. We have our flour here, sugar. We're going to be making use of brown and white sugar, and we'll be using substitute of brown sugar. Okay, I didn't have brown sugar handy, so I had to improvise. Okay, so we're going to be making the use of the substitute of brown sugar, which is using black treacle and the white sugar. Okay, so the combination gives your chinchin a very good taste and texture also. Yes, so if you can mix your white and brown sugar whenever you want to make your chinchin. We have a margarine here, nutmeg, and I added a little cinnamon, okay, cinnamon powder to this. The recipe will be in the description box or in the comment section, so you can always try it out. We have our concentrated milk flavor, baking powder, of course, and we're going to be adding something. We're going to be adding lemon zest. Okay, so you can either use lemon zest or lime zest, whichever one works best for you. And of course, we're going to be using milk, full cream milk, whichever milk you're going for, ensure it's full cream. Okay, and then we have our eggs here. So that's basically it. We're going to just mix all of this together and form a dough with it. Leave it to rest for 10 to 15 minutes. Roll it out, cut it out into shape and fry, and that's it. Your chinchin is set. Yes, let's not forget, we're going to be adding a dash of salt. Okay, we already have our margarine salted, okay, but just a little dash of salt, which helps to enhance the flavor of the chinchin. Okay, all right, so that being said, let's get to work. Come on. All right, so let's put on an apron, wash your hands and get set. Okay, so we're going to be grating the lemon. Okay, the back of the lemon is what we need. Okay, okay, a quick tip: always break your eggs one after the other, so you don't have to waste your egg in case one egg goes bad. Okay, you don't have to throw out all of it. Okay, one of the simple ways of breaking your egg to avoid shells is to crack it this way and then just open it up confidently. Okay, just open it up confidently and pour it in. So you do that one after the other. Yeah, you have to be patient with that so you don't lose your eggs. It's better you take your time doing this than having to throw out all of your eggs because of one bad egg. Okay, now let's prepare our own brown sugar. Okay, remember we said we're going to be using the substitute of the conventional brown sugar, and to get that you would have to use a cup of sugar combined with a tablespoon of black treacle, okay, or any maple syrup. Okay, so we're going to be using black treacle for this. So this is a cup and a half, so that means I'm going to be using a tablespoon and a half of black treacle. Okay, I'm going to mixing it in to give me my brown sugar texture and feeling. Okay, so just pour that in and mix it all up. So just give it a good mix, and of course you can use your washed hands to finish up the work. Okay, so let me know where you're watching from in the comment section. You can just drop your location and let me know if you will be trying this. Okay, so we have a brown sugar, a white sugar. Okay, so I think we're set to mix it all up now and get our chinchin dough. Yeah, So we're starting off with our dry ingredients, of course, right? So we're putting in a baking powder now. The recipe is in the description box or in the comment section. Now you don't need too much of baking powder for your chinchin, okay? So it doesn't end up puffing up like puff, like puff pastry. Okay, so this is a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder in 6 places, okay? In 6 places because we multiplied our base recipe by 6. All right, so that makes just 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder for 2,400 grams of flour. Okay, you can see that's just a little quantity, and that's okay for your chinchin. If you observe that you make chinchin and it puffs up extravagantly, or whatever word you want to use, you need to work on your baking powder, okay, the quantity. All right, so this baking powder is good enough for this. I've measured the nutmeg already, so add this in. So you just add in all your dry ingredients and mix it all up. Add the brown sugar, our homemade brown sugar, of course, and the white sugar. If you want to reduce the quantity, that's fine, and if you want to increase it, you must be really careful about that, okay? But just reducing the quantity by a little, okay? So you mix this all up, and of course we're not forgetting our salt and the lemon zest. Remember I said you can use both the lemon zest, either the lemon zest or the lime zest. So that's the salt we've added there, and then we're going with our lemon zest. Okay, so we're good. So you just mix this all up. Mix up your dry ingredients together. Sure it's well mixed so you don't have a part of your dough having more ingredients than the other parts. So this stage is really important. Ensure that your dry ingredient is well mixed. You can use a mixer for this. All right, if you have a big mixer, you can use it to just mix it all up, or use your hands, of course. You know your hands are washed already, right? And the next thing you want to go in with is your margarine. Of course, you want to mix it all up together to ensure that it's well mixed, so you don't have lumps of margarine at one or other parts of your dough. Okay, so you go this way. You just rub it off on your fingers, on your palm rather, so it's well mixed together. Ensure you do that to the bottom part of the bowl. So mix it until you have sort like breadcrumbs filling. Okay, so I'm going to add the flavor, concentrated flavor, into the egg. Yeah, add it into I just want the wet mixture to go in with wet mixture. Okay, so this is just to enhance the milk flavor. You know, we already have milk going in, and if you don't have your hands on this, you can go in with the powder milk flavor. Okay, All right, so it's time to add in wet mixture into the dry mixture. Okay, so create a well at the middle, add in the egg and milk flavor, and going with your milk gradually. Okay, you can use a mixer for this. You can also use your hands. So mix it, don't over mix it. Okay, you know it's not a yeast dough, it's a baking powder dough, so it doesn't need to be over mixed. Once you have a good dough together, you stop mixing. Okay, so once you have your dough put together well, you don't need to over knead it. Okay, I mean kneading, you don't need to over knead it because it's not a yeast dough. Just a little, not so much. Okay, so transfer the dough to the work surface so you can continue the kneading there. If you're using a mixer, go ahead to finish up your mixing in the mixer. Okay, the dough is already looking inviting. It's easy to mix because the ingredients are sufficient for you, the milk, the egg. Okay, okay, so this is good enough. I'm not going to over knead it. Okay, remember I said it's not a yeast dough, it's a dough with baking powder, so you don't need to over knead it. Okay, so we're good to go like this. So we'll just cover it up for you to rest for 10 to 15 minutes so the dough can relax very well and it will be easy for us to roll out. Okay, and the baking powder can have some time to activate well within the dough. All right, so get back to this in a short time. I'll just cover this up with a polythene nylon and leave it to rest. Roll it out. The dough is rested. It's more pliable now. Okay, so I'm going to roll it out bit by bit. Okay, we're heating up the oil already. See this velvety texture it's having. It's already telling how good that chinchin is going to be. Okay, so let's roll this out. Just sprinkle some flour on your work table and roll out. Okay, by the way, this is golden penny rolling pin. Okay, and if you don't know, there's a new product by Golden Penny which works so well for pastries. Okay, cakes and pastries. So if you've not had your hands on it, you can get one for yourself. All right, it works so perfectly. It gives you very good finishing for your work. So just roll this out, not too thick and not too thin, about 1/4 inch of thickness. Okay, anyway, with time you will know the exact thickness that is required. And see how easy it is to roll out because of the content of the dough. It's very easy to roll out. If you have less milk, less butter and less egg, you're going to find that the rolling out of your dough will be quite tedious. Okay, you can see how easy it is to roll out because it's rich and contains enough ingredients. The oil is heating up already. Don't fry on too high temperature, just medium high. Okay. So after doing that, just do the other way around. Okay. And rich. The dough looks rich already. Alright, so we're done with the cutting. Go ahead to fry. Okay, so before you fry before you go ahead to put all of the cutouts chinchin in, go in with one to test to see how well the oil is ready for frying. Okay, so you can go ahead to test one and ensure that the oil is at the right temperature, or else you can also use the thermometer to test the oil for accurate temperature. All right, you can see that the oil is almost set for frying. And then also very importantly, to avoid having your oil foam up, okay, which delays the frying process and it just disrupts the whole process. Okay, I'm going to show you what to do. All right, if you've always had your oil foaming up when you're frying your chinchin or any pastry, I'm going to show you, especially for chinchin, I'm going to show you what to do. All right. Okay, so this is what to do. After pouring in your chinchin dough, cut out dough, okay, you don't immediately start to turn it over. Okay, so you just leave it for a while to rest, okay, and just fry on its own, because what happens when you turn it is that the moisture content within each of those cubes begin to pop up, okay, at almost the same time, and then it makes the whole oil get foamy. Okay, so when you pour it in, just allow it. If there are some out of the oil, just you can just press it in a little, okay, but don't stir it. Okay, it's the stirring that makes you have foamy oil. Okay, so just leave it to fry on its own for a while, right? So say after 5 minutes or so, you can now stir it when the moisture content has reduced. Okay, so that's the secret of having a smooth ride with your frying and avoiding foamy oil. You have your oil at the right temperature to avoid soaking up of the chinchin. Okay, you can see I'm not stirring, I'm just touching it a little. Okay, after a while you're going to be able to stir it and it would not have to foam at that point. Okay, if you've been struggling with foamy oil, that comes to an end, right? So you can bring it out at this stage. You have a golden brown color already, because it gets darker even after you bring it out.